Every journey begins with a dream. Not a dream of fame, not a dream of applause, just a simple desire to serve God. Long before there were cameras, long before YouTube, long before anyone knew the name Eddy Kay, there was only a young man with a heart for worship, a voice, a prayer, and a calling he couldn't ignore. He believed music could heal broken hearts. He believed worship could bring people closer to God. He believed one song could change someone's life forever. That dream became Eddy Kay Ministries. For a long time, gospel music in Africa lived in one place, church, Sunday morning. Then it stopped. No charts, no streams, no second life. That's not true anymore.
This chart shows the growth of gospel music streaming in sub-Saharan Africa since 2020. The curve starts relatively flat and then erupts upward, hitting a 3,400% increase. That surge is generating massive daily viewership. Across major platforms, faith-based ministers are now pulling higher daily stream counts than the biggest secular Afrobeat stars. The epicenter of this digital economy is Nigeria. The country has developed a multi-million-dollar streaming market, where dedicated labels and megachurches provide the infrastructure for rapid scale. A generation ago, a choir's reach was limited by its parish walls. Today, artists are engineering their ministry to reach millions of global listeners simultaneously. African gospel has evolved past the Sunday morning service. It is a highly competitive, multi-million-dollar digital export. Because major secular record labels rarely sign faith-based acts, a new generation of younger artists is building this industry entirely on their own. Releasing a single track requires batching 20 to 30 pieces of short-form video content. It is a grueling daily production cycle. To make those videos travel, creators write specific algorithmic triggers into their music. They embed repetitive call-and-response hooks into their choruses, designing the sound to encourage duets and viral sharing on TikTok. They also manage the back-end mechanics. Independent artists use curation tools like Spotify Labs, running targeted ads and seeding playlists to build early data signals and social proof. Reaching a global congregation requires mastering a ruthless content strategy. When that algorithmic strategy works, the metrics spike. Regional worship songs gather enough momentum to break out of faith-based playlists and land directly on mainstream Billboard charts. In 2015, the Nigerian artist Sinak released Waymaker. Driven by online covers and challenges, the song became a worldwide cross-cultural anthem, making her the first African to top the Billboard Christian Songwriter chart for 12 straight weeks. In neighboring Ghana, collective groups like Team Eternity are replicating this scale, dominating regional airwaves and forcing breakout hits across the country. This digital spread is reinforced offline by stadium-sized mega concerts, drawing hundreds of thousands of worshipers to singular, highly produced live events. Local ministers are becoming international celebrities, and that kind of visibility creates sudden, massive economic stakes. With those stakes comes a harsh collision. The cultural expectation that religious music should be freely given as a ministry is crashing directly into the rigid legal structures of the global music business. In late 2024, a studio engineer sued Sinach for 5 billion naira, claiming co-ownership rights over the global hit Waymaker. The lawsuit exposed a severe vulnerability. When a song scales to tens of millions of streams, informal, faith-based agreements made in the recording studio offer absolutely no legal protection. A similar dispute hit Ghana in 2025. Veteran producers accused Team Eternity of copyright infringement, claiming the group's modern hit, Defe Defe, unlawfully sampled lyrics from a 2004 track. Now, formal religious institutions are actively entering these disputes, using criminal copyright law against independent creators. In 2026, gospel minister Francis Amo was arrested at an Accra police station. A major church had filed a criminal complaint against him for uploading an unauthorized contemporary cover of one of their hymns to commercial streaming platforms. The influx of digital wealth has shattered the informal trust that used to govern these communities, forcing everyone in the ecosystem to adopt aggressive legal defenses. To survive this economic and legal friction, the African gospel ecosystem has to mature past its localized origins. Artists are learning to bypass legacy infrastructure entirely. In markets like Ghana, where collective management organizations have failed to establish transparent royalty tracking, creators are building direct-to-consumer models. They convert digital streams into physical world revenue by booking highly lucrative independent tours in concentrated diaspora hubs like London, Toronto, and Houston. The path forward requires strict professionalization. Independent artists can no longer operate solely as ministers. They must run their brands as sophisticated media corporations. This illustrates the first step of professionalization. Before a single note is recorded, artists must execute formal split sheets and written contracts with every engineer, musician, and co-writer. These preemptive agreements permanently insulate the artist from retroactive lawsuits over co-authorship once a track gains global traction. The next step is optimizing distribution. Creators are migrating their catalogs away from heavily saturated secular apps, routing their releases toward dedicated, faith-based streaming platforms. This direct-to-consumer model unlocks immediate, targeted access to an audience of well over 700 million African Christians. The artists who will define the next decade of African gospel are the ones who master these digital economics, ensuring their spiritual message can survive the algorithmic chaos.
When you look back, you realize something. Every delayed answer, every closed door, every unexpected turn, every lesson was preparing you for the next chapter. Because the story was never about building a name, it was always about giving glory to the one who writes the story. Today, the journey continues, not with fear, but with gratitude, not with questions, but with worship, not with regret, but with one word, Aseda, a song born from years of grace, years of growth, years of learning, years of trusting, years of discovering that even when the road is difficult, God is still worthy of praise. This is more than a new release. It is a new beginning, a new chapter, a new invitation to every dreamer, to every worshiper, to every creative still waiting for their breakthrough. If God has carried you this far, then you already have a reason to say, Aseda,